All right, y'all, good morning. What's going on? March the 20th, 2025. Welcome to the podcast from Soul. My name is Sean G. I want to thank all my new subscribers. Please share, like, and subscribe to the channel. The podcast from Soul, Gumby Publishing, Stigmatism in My Soul, and myself. We do not wish to slander, libel, or defame anybody as it relates to this court case that we're going to be talking about today, as it relates to Big U. Everything that we're going to talk about is public information. You can download it online, download it on Pacer, and it's available to the public. So, Big U has been, from what I understand, he has now been taken into custody. He surrendered. He was a fugitive for a moment, or at least that's what they were saying. But Big U, Rolling 60s gang member from Los Angeles, California, allegedly has been indicted under RICO, Title 18, Section 1962, Section 1951, the Racketeer Influence Corrupt Organizations Act. Along with being indicted under RICO, he's also indicted for murder in North Las Vegas. We're going to get into all of that. So what I have here today, this is the United States District Court from the Central District of California, the special agent who put this affidavit together, Andrew James Russa. In this affidavit, what they do is there's several individuals that are taken into custody as a result of this investigation, but I'm primarily going to focus on Big U. Now, they are alleging all types of criminal activity from Big U, and they've put it under the umbrella Big U Enterprise, which includes Big U personally, Developing Options, which is a nonprofit that receives monies from the Los Angeles Mayor's Office, NBA athletes, and other celebrities. And they're alleging that that nonprofit was nothing more but just a front for Big U to cover up his illegal activities. We're going to get into all of that in the paperwork. What else? Big U is also charged with murder out of northern Las Vegas. We're going to get into that. I have that paperwork here too. Where is that? Hold on. There we go. Here it go. So I got that too. What the agent does is, today is March the 20th, 2025. Yesterday was when I think everything went down with the search warrants. They searched two of Big U's homes. Big U had two houses out in Los Angeles, one on 62nd Street, 4159 West 62nd Street, Los Angeles, California, and he had another house, 5847 Arlington Avenue. That one also is in Los Angeles. Now, with the they also mention the Business Ex-Offender Fellowship Network, doing business as Developing Options and other names, located at 5444 Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles, California. Now, the items that they're going to seize, they seized his Mercedes-Benz. He had a 2021 Mercedes. They seized both houses and all of the contents at the Developing Options nonprofit. Now, this is we're on page 8 of 107. Items to be seized, paragraph 5. The items to be seized from Henley is Henley's Mercedes, Henley's 62nd Street premises, Henley's Arlington premises are evidence, fruits, and instrumentalities of violation of 18 United States Code 1962, Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Conspiracy. They also go into some more unlawful debt collection, conspiracy to interference, attempted interference with commerce by robbery and extortion, transportation of an individual in interstate commerce with the intent that the individual engage in prostitution, firearm in furtherance of a crime of violence, embezzlement, conversion, and intentional misapplication of funds from organization receiving federal funds, bank fraud, false statement to a financial institution, attempt to evade or defeat income tax, willful failure to file a tax return, and these are all of the offenses that they are going after Big U for. Same thing. Now that was Big U, individually, personally. Paragraph 7. The items to be seized from developing options premises are evidence, fruits, and instrumentalities of violation of the racketeer influence and corrupt organizations conspiracy. So this is Big U's nonprofit developing options. Same thing. Embezzlement, conversion, false statement to a financial institution, attempt to evade or defeat income tax, willful failure to file a tax return, extortion, and a bunch of other stuff. So now, what the special agent gets into now is that he talks about since August of 2020, which is almost 5 years ago, right, is when they began investigating the Big U enterprise, which they coined the term as saying it was ran like a mafia-like organization, right? They talk about Big U as a self-admitted member of the Rolling 60 Crips organization. He's an OG, an original gangster. They use all of these terms in here. They talk about his gang activity in the 80s, how he rose to prominence and became a leader of the Rolling 60s through his reputation and his reputation for violence, murder. This is all alleged in the affidavit. This ain't me. And that's how he rose to prominence. Okay? Now, let's get into it. Summary of the investigation. This is page 10 of 107. In February 2021, the FBI, Los Angeles Metropolitan Task Force on Violent Gangs, launched an investigation into Big U's criminal enterprise, the Big U Enterprise, and its association with the Rolling 60s neighborhood Crips street gang, which they began investigating in August of 2020. The Big U Enterprise is a mafia-like organization that utilizes Big U's stature and long-standing association with the Rolling 60s and other street gangs to intimidate businesses and individuals in Los Angeles. The Big U Enterprise is led by Henley. Henley is a self-admitted member and original gangster, or OG, of the Rolling 60s, a violent criminal street gang with associated sets in several other states. Henley is widely regarded as a leader within the Rolling 60s. Then they talk about how in the 1980s he rose to prominence. Henley is able to lead the Big U Enterprise because of his standing as the face of the Rolling 60s for decades and his reputation for violence, including murder. Now, here they talk about the overall Big U Enterprise, right? Which was everything that he had going on, from his nonprofit developing options to his other businesses that he did, the music label Unique Music. Big U Enterprise is a distinct and independent criminal enterprise engaged in criminal activity. Members and associates of the Big U Enterprise are engaged in illegal activities, including extortion, robbery, murder, human trafficking, wire fraud, bank fraud, other financial crimes, obstruction of justice, illegal debt collection, illegal gambling, conspiracy to commit fraud via illegal gambling, and other offenses in furtherance of the Big U enterprise and for the benefits of its members and associates. They also discuss in here that how they gathered a lot of their information was through Title III wiretaps, search warrants for his social media, his iCloud, and his Google accounts, right? So when these feds get onto you and they start investigating you, they come in, they looking at everything. They looking at everything. Page 12 of 107. Since the inception of this investigation, the FBI, Internal Revenue Service, Criminal Investigation, United States Attorney's Office for the Central District of California, the North Las Vegas Police Department, Los Angeles Police Department, and other local agencies have interviewed more than 50 individuals, including subjects of the investigation who agreed to voluntarily provide information. So, as it is with the feds, man, they are not like your local police department who typically go out, arrest, lock you up, and then try to put a case together after the fact. The feds don't work like that. The feds will sit back, as you see, since August 2020, almost 5 years. This is March, April, May, June. So for 60, like 54 months, 55 months, they did their homework. They dotted their I's, they crossed their T's, they did their surveillance, they got their Title III wiretaps, they've talked with informants, they've initiated firearm sales. It talks about that in there. They've done trash pulls. They've watched you. What the feds do is they put their case together first. They interview witnesses. They convert people that are close to you, family members, friends, loyal associates. They flip them, make them cooperate against you. And then after they got everything all sealed up and tight, then they get the search warrant, and then they come and they arrest you. And they sit you down and they let you talk to see what lies you're gonna tell, because they already know. All right. This is the press release that was put out by the Central District of California, pretty much laying out everything that I just went over. But in here, they talk about the murder of RW, right? So, for example, in January 2021, Big U, they say Henley. Wherever they say Henley, I may say Big U, or I may say Henley. But if I say Henley, it's Big U. If I say Big U on the paperwork, it's Henley. Big U murdered a victim identified in the affidavit as RW, an aspiring musician signed to Unique Music, which is Big U's music company, music label, record label. Henley and Martin's music label. Shortly before RW's murder, Henley and Unique Music paid for RW to travel to Las Vegas to record music at a Grammy Award-winning music producer's studio. But RW did not record at the agreed upon rate, and instead recorded a defamatory song about Henley, causing Henley and Robinson to travel to Las Vegas to confront him. Big U allegedly drove RW to North Las Vegas, shot him in the head, and dragged the victim's body off Interstate 15 into the desert and left it in a ditch. Big U returned to Los Angeles with Robinson and ordered studio workers to leave while his associate removed security surveillance footage from the studio. Henley allegedly later ordered witnesses to not speak with law enforcement about R.W.'s murder. So, along with the RICO, there's a murder involved. This is not good. They also mention in here, Big U during the COVID-19, he applied for a pandemic relief loan. The enterprise also enriched, the Big U enterprise also enriched itself by defrauding donors to nonprofit entities under the control of the Big U enterprise, including Big U's charity, Developing Options, a Hyde Park-based nonprofit. Henley marketed the nonprofit as giving South Central Los Angeles youth alternative choices to gang violence, drugs, and other criminal activity. But the Big U enterprise allegedly used it as a front for fraudulent purposes and to insulate its members from suspicion by law enforcement. Developing Options is primarily funded through the City of Los Angeles Mayor's Office through the Gang Reduction Youth Development Foundation, portions of which receive federal funding, but also receives donations from prominent sources, including NBA players. If convicted, Henley would face a statutory maximum sentence of life in federal prison. So, this is what we got. This is not good. And I got some more information. Stay tuned. More videos coming soon. Peace.